first live episode complete. Mission 1000 podcast. This is the podcast that spotlights interesting people and their journeys and their missions that they have going on in their own personal lives. And of course, our mission is Mission 1000, which is every 1,000 lives that we ensure. We're going to take a family who has lost a parent, and it's a family that we didn't get to in time, and we're going to help that family get back on their feet in a big way. So we are coming live to you from the Celt in McKinney, Texas, with the owner, Stan Penn. Hope you enjoy. All right, welcome to another episode of Mission 1000 podcast. Today we're live at the Celt in McKinney, Texas, with the owner and founder, Stan Penn. And why don't you introduce yourself to everyone?
It was Nick Cowan, the general manager here. Came with the building, Stan bought it. Sure. Can't get rid of me yet.
Very good. So this has been a staple in McKinney for quite some time. The launch of the Celt happened in a transition. This used to be the Londoner.
In
McKinney.
Yeah, Jordan, building has an old history that goes back to the 1880s. It was a brothel and a saloon back then. It was the Rambo saloon. Very colorful history. The most recent story said it's been a pub for 20 years now. I've owned it for the last 8. That's the couple.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an English pub before this.
So 8 years. So
8 years.
2014, 15 launch.
May of 2014.
Yeah, and so everybody that is located here in historic downtown McKinney, where we've got a number of other staples that are essential to the city of McKinney. The Celt, though, is probably the most popular pub on the square. Would you? You may be biased, my friend, but
I'm more modest than Nick is, but
they call us the Cheers of McKinney for a reason. We do know everyone's name here.
The Cheers of McKinney. Yeah, I mean, Stan greeted me right when I walked through the door. We've been coming here for years, and there's a family atmosphere at this bar.
Well, one thing we're proud of in 2019, Irish Pubs Global, which is basically an extension of the Irish government, named us the #1 Irish pub in all the Americas, North and South. So we're still very proud of that. Nick and I make jokes about this all the time, and because of COVID, they haven't had a conference, and so they haven't been able to name another Irish pub of the year. So we're still the champs. So,
in all of the Americas.
In all the Americas.
That's good. So, as far as a bar atmosphere is concerned, how important is that family?
Nick, I'll let you talk about that. Environment. A pub is the atmosphere, and I can serve good drinks and good cocktails, and I can, give you good food. But at the end of the day, it's the atmosphere. It's the camaraderie. It's the relationships between the patrons and the staff. And we hold very dear here. On top of the great food, great drink, great service, it really is a community of a hub that we've built around this downtown area of McKinney and the regulars. And it's like, we get a new regular. Like, if I have a bar top full of regulars and a new guy shows up, I just moved here. I'm like, well, let me introduce you to everybody. Hey guys, this is John from wherever. We've had the Doyles, they're a family, moved here a couple years ago, but the first thing we did is we introduced them to everybody at the bar. Now they got a plaque up on the wall, and they're here every weekend, and hang out with everybody.
Yeah, everybody's friends here, and it's a very close-knit family. I think the Irish have this saying, there are no strangers here, it's only friends you haven't met yet. And
I love that.
And it's very much family oriented here. Up till 9 o'clock or so on Friday, Saturday nights anyway. So we have a very mixed.
I've been here.
The demographics are mixed there. I mean, McKinney's not a college town; it's not a university town.
No, and the cool thing about that family vibe, that family atmosphere you have here, is that lots of times when we've been walking the square and come patron here, we bring our kids, and you've got pool tables and Dart? Do you still have the dartboards?
Don't have the dartboard.
Well, not since COVID. We traded them in for tables during COVID.
The dartboards caught COVID, and they died. And,
yeah.
But we got the pool tables, and people bring their whole family here.
Oh, absolutely.
The food is great.
Yeah, and people from all over North Texas, and remember a few years back we said we wanted Facebook followers in every continent. We didn't have any in Antarctica. So we ran a Facebook ad in Antarctica and actually got a like. So we have followers on all 7 continents now.
Okay, well, there's only like insane people that live in Antarctica.
Scientists.
I don't know how many
scientists.
Oh, scientists.
It's views from Japan.
Well, yeah. Well, I hold true to what I just said.
So if he's listening, hey. Yeah, but I'm very proud of that.
Shout out to Antarctica.
And we really do put a lot of stock in our social media between the Instagram and the Facebook page and Twitter and everything else.
Well, it gets interaction with it. People,
it's close to 40,000 followers. So
yeah, I would have guessed more.
And we keep a full calendar here too. We do music 5 or 6 times a week.
Yeah.
And trivia on occasion, and we probably are starting to get known as the college football watch headquarters for here in McKinney.
Yeah.
And so a lot of soccer matches and the baseball and everything.
We had a big showing for the USA Mexico game last week at Packer Place out for it. It was fun. So.
Yeah, but music is still our bread and butter. That's
nothing better than live music.
Yeah, live music.
Now March Madness has been going on, and
it's
think you're you're a TCU guy.
Yeah, well, we won't talk about that. Yeah, but that's the thing about March Madness. I mean, 67 of the teams are going to lose.
That's right.
So the Horned Frogs are going to win, but
all the Texas teams have.
yeah, but St. Peter's.
Yeah,
Wow.
we were all rooting for St. Peter's.
We were definitely rooting for the Saints. The Irish always root for the underdog. So
Yeah, well,
lots of fun stuff all the time.
we were greeted with a nice Guinness today. Cheers.
As we say, Jordan in Ireland, sláinte,
Sláinte.
which means good health.
Good health. Good health. Guinness will provide you that, right?
I don't know if you can say that anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw your vitamins and minerals.
That's vitamin G.
It's everything I need for a nice hearty lunch. So something extremely cool that you were able to just do, and may have been your first international trip post-COVID, but you just got back from Ireland.
Yeah. I've been fortunate enough to have gone to Ireland, over 20 times now. But the downside of that was because of COVID, the travel restrictions.
Yeah.
Hadn't been able to go for over 2 years. So I just got back 2 weeks. It's been almost 2 weeks over there. And I can just say, guys, now go to Ireland. The people are ready for us. It's totally open. There are 0 restrictions. There's
Is
no
that right?
Yeah, 0 restrictions. Yeah, but right now,
No mask or anything.
no mask or anything. Not
That's
on public transport. Everything is open and with open arms, and
Good people
just
over there.
very good people. And,
The best time with Stan over there is you'll be walking down the main Grafton Street and you'll just hear a random person go, Stan? Stan!
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. We were walking down Grafton and went up this old basketball from bartending academy, just out of nowhere. Just saw
No way.
The amount of people who know Stan in Ireland.
so it was good to see a lot of folks. And
So you were there too?
I was in
Yeah,
that
you've
trip.
been
Not
half
for
a
this
dozen
last one.
times.
I was in this was a couple years ago, but we have the Celt in Dublin. That's our sister pub. Drago's are one of the head barmen over there. They all know us. Every time we go over there, you see our shirt behind the bar with the Texas flag and stuff. So I've been fortunate. I actually worked over there on Easter Rising.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What an experience.
It was definitely.
yeah, I don't know how many. We've had scores of people from McKinney visiting Celt in Dublin, and always treated right.
I'm making the pilgrimage.
It's a pilgrimage. It is.
And you visited the Celt pub
Yeah,
in
actually,
Dublin.
yeah.
Which is that?
Yeah, in 20, I retired from banking, as most people know, but in 2013, during the interlude, before I bought this place, we're in the cab, and we asked the cab driver, so we want to see a real traditional, authentic Irish pub, and he goes, well, there's plenty of them. He goes, but you need to go see the Celt, which is in the city center, right off of Carmel Street. And I fell in love with immediately and thought, well, this is what we're going to model ourselves under. And what people tell us that come in over and over and over again, they've been to Ireland, they're from Ireland, it's like when we walk into the Celt, we feel like we're at home. And that's what we want to do. So we're the real deal.
Yeah. And the pictures that I saw from when you were at the Celt in Dublin, Ireland.
Makes you want to go, doesn't it?
Well, it It looks just like this. I mean,
Oh,
you've done.
That's what we want to
You've
hear.
done.
Yeah.
This is a absolute replica of the original Celt from Dublin. You've done a
Yeah.
fantastic.
And
Nick-
Nick has worked over there on occasion. So.
Yeah.
And we're working right now. We are working with some stuff with them to try to keep that exchange program going and try to get possibly some of their staff over here. So.
And we've done that before, but COVID again.
Little bartending exchange
Yes.
host.
Oh
Are
yeah.
they gonna save your place?
Oh yeah. That's what was nice. Call my couch real quick.
Well, since you are such an international celebrity, Stan, I brought you a gift today,
Okay.
and I like to give gifts. I like to give people gifts that no one else in the world will ever get you. So I'm presenting you with a one of a kind. Nobody can get you this gift, or nobody would even be in the right mind to get you this gift. It's not Irish.
That's okay.
Okay, but it is international,
All right.
and I want you to have it, and I would love for you to display it here. You don't have to,
Oh, we will.
but this, Stan,
Wow.
why don't you take a look at that, and you tell me what it is, and I'll tell you if you're right.
I know what this is. Well, that's obviously an elephant. But this is from Africa.
That is from Africa.
Yeah,
Specifically South Africa.
Yes. I forget what it's called. I had one of these small years ago, and it broke because these things are fragile.
They are fragile.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
It's like an egg.
It's not just like an
But
egg.
Jordan, I cannot remember what they're called. But man, that's fantastic.
This is a hand painted. You can see the elephant. There's the mama elephant, the baby elephant, hand painted by a local South African. This egg was birthed out of an ostrich. This is an ostrich egg.
Wow. Okay.
And it's signed by the artist.
Well, that's going on.
And I believe that's from So I have another one. This was painted in 1999. So Y2. This is a Y2K ostrich egg.
Oh, thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it.
Hand painted.
Thank you.
It's not Irish,
that'll be
but
that's fine.
we can hand paint a clover or something on it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of our clients are partial to elephants around here. So.
Well, it's funny you said because Carlsberg's actually our top selling non-Irish draft, and the symbol in Carlsberg is the elephant.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, if you go to the brewery,
out.
the Carlsberg Brewery in Copenhagen, they have these two giant elephant statues out front that were gifted to them by I want to say a Middle Eastern country. I think it was actually or somewhere in India. But yeah, they have a beer called the Carlsberg Elephant. It's like the high ABV proof, but on all the old Carlsberg signs is elephant. And we're the 8th account for Carlsberg in the country right now.
The 8th.
Don't do that. Don't.
I mean, if you break it on camera, that'd be so.
Well, no. If you want to see Nick break something, come up on a Saturday night behind the bar.
Just wait 5 minutes.
Just wait 5 minutes.
But
But
put this up high though.
Yes.
wanted to bring you something no one else is ever going to get you.
Thank
Would
you
you
guys.
be bold enough to say no one has ever bought you an ostrich?
No, I've never had an ostrich as a gift.
As a gift?
Yeah, as a gift.
Okay, well then we're winning. So Stan, back to your trip to Ireland. You obviously visited the Celt. How many pubs did you visit while you're there?
Well, okay, this was, I tell the story that what you see, well, I think I've seen pretty much everything in Ireland. I've been over there quite a few times, but this time was just catching up with old friends. And I spent 6 days in Dublin and was at the Celt 6 of those days, and spent 4 days which is one of my favorite places in Ireland, a little town on the west coast called Westport, County Mayo.
You actually saw some Celt regulars there.
Yeah, we ran into some Celt regulars there, which is not uncommon that you run into people from McKinney that are over there regularly. So
You did?
so just had a great
International
time.
celebrity, like I said.
And it was March. Rained only one day. It was beautiful weather,
Nice.
and just would encourage everybody to go. It's not crowded now. It's not expensive now. The flights and the hotel rooms, because we're just coming out of COVID. But they are wide open and with wide open arms, and they're ready for us to come back.
Cool. So, what does one do for transportation when you arrive? Is that
They've got a great train system, and I'm a fan of trains and enjoy
they have a
it.
great train system.
trains are
Yeah, yeah. You got to remember, Ireland's the size of Indiana. You know,
Okay.
so you can get across from the entire east side to the west,
And all the
Dublin,
cities
Dublin to
walkable.
Westport to
3 hours?
like 3 hours and 5 minutes, something like that. And a great bus system, and of course you can rent a car as well. Yeah, but I would
What side of the
recommend.
road do they drive on?
They drive on the left side.
Not renting a car.
Yeah, so that's something I don't do, but
Yeah.
highly recommend the trains. They're very efficient. They're cost effective. They're nice, and they'll get you where you want to go. But so much to do and see, and if it's on your bucket list, I just would again encourage everybody. Now's the time to go.
Definitely on the bucket list, and I think if I go to Ireland, gonna have to make a point to just pop over to Scotland too, right? It's right.
You know, I wouldn't do it on the same trip.
No.
Well, there's so much to
Too
see.
much to see in
Yeah. If you spend 3 or 4 days in Ireland, you're just going to get a taste of it. And the same thing for Scotland. They're both Celtic nations, but they're both very different as well. We're like brothers, and they are
You
close
are.
to each other.
Do they get along with each
yeah,
other?
Scots and the Irish. Well, me and Jerry have our arguments at times sometimes. What
Who's got the better whiskey?
Oh, the Irish, of course.
The Irish. Okay.
Yeah, of course. We invented it. Unless you ask the Scot. So, but I would recommend to do them separately. To spend at least a week or 10 days in Ireland, and then go back and see Scotland. That's my country.
Okay.
Speaking of whiskey, as
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Tell Jordan and Brittany about our
We actually a few years ago started a partnership with a distillery here in Denison,
I agree.
and we actually contracted out of there to make our own whiskey. It actually features Irish distiller's mash, so Jameson mash is actually, and it's the first American-made whiskey featuring Irish mash in it.
Let's take a look. He's
Yeah,
going to get it.
and when it's getting that bottle, this is our second release. COVID also delayed it for about 18 months because of supply chain issues. We couldn't.
This is your second release?
Yeah, couldn't get the release, and it was 18 months delayed, and it's just kind of a new thing for us. But when you're distilling whiskey in the cask, they have what they call the angel's share. It's the evaporation, and typically in Ireland and Scotland, 2% of what's in the cask will evaporate annually. So it goes out. That's what the angels get. In Texas, because of our humidity, it's more like 17% evaporates annually. So we open up the cask, and half of it's gone.
Oh my! You guys are.
Yeah.
Oh wow! That's beautiful.
So we had a little bit of a run on this at Liquor King. That's the store you can purchase it at. We still got we can sell it by the drink here. But Nick, we won an award with this whiskey.
We won
that.
we won bronze.
I need to get me
in
a
the
bottle.
World Whiskey Awards for North America for Potso.
Go buy some whiskey. Hey,
It's an
listen.
amazing whiskey. It really is it's a good solid whiskey.
A couple years ago, to be quite honest, I pretty much gave up beer. I've stopped drinking beer. I'm not, I don't dislike beer. I like it a lot.
That's why you put it.
But it makes me fat, and it also makes my allergies kind of bad for some reason. I don't know why. Like, congested. Like the next morning after drinking beer, I'll be more congested than normal. We live in North Texas,
And
but
I would recommend gin.
Well-
Because gin actually is a natural antihistamine.
is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not a
gin
big
is
fan of
great.
gin beer though.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a whiskey guy.
There you
I'm
go.
a whiskey guy, so I'm very excited to try this. Thank you, and I'm gonna pick up a bottle for sure.
Yeah, I think we
Especially
have
if
our
I can
next
get-
release coming out in
Yes.
hopefully in May.
So we unfortunately
Okay.
we sold out.
Nothing on the shelves right now.
We sold out in like 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
And it just
Whiskey people are kind of
they had a line. They were sending us pictures of like the line of people waiting for this.
allocated bottles are a hot thing these days.
So we this was a real small batch stew. There was only 220 bottles made.
Oh wow!
So we sold 100.
So I can't drink it when let's give it a try.
But the next release will be at the end of May. So we've got a few more months, and we'll have another case of coming out.
So you're gonna be able to earmark a bottle
Yes,
for
of
me?
course.
I will
Yeah?
I'll put it up by the elephant egg or the ostrich egg, and you
Okay. Okay, I'll be in here every couple days in May to make sure I just pick it up.
Well, Jordan, we'll let the folks know that if you ever want to try some high end Irish whiskey, but the price may have just been a little out of your budget, and some of them are. Every Wednesday night we do half price Irish whiskey, $10 and up. So
when is that?
Every Wednesday evening. So it's a great time to come up here if you really want to try
If you
something.
want to try something out of the box,
Half price.
And that cost it's the cost at half price. It's that
Yeah, we basically sell it at cost.
So
We do that every Wednesday.
Yeah. So if you want to try a Redbreast 27, which I finished in Ruby Port Caps, a lot less on that night than it is normally. So.
All right, whiskey folks, Whiskey Wednesday at the Celt.
The Celt.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Yeah. So I do love me a good Guinness. Although you drink 3 of these and you're like you've had a decent sized meal. I feel like that's kind of filling.
Yeah.
I had my very first Guinness when I was the age of 16. You know, I'm a Texas boy. You can't drink in Texas until you're 21. But luckily for me, I was and I kind of still am a soccer player. And one of my good friends on my high school team, I went to McKinney North here in McKinney. A guy named Luke, and his family was from England. And his mom, we went over there for a World Cup game. I can't remember what year, but maybe 2004. Went over there for a World Cup game. She made us shepherd's pie and served us all Guinness, and I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Nobody's mom has ever given me a beer before." And she wasn't that cute, so I don't know. I was like not interested in where that was going, but
the Guinness and shepherd pie.
Huh?
The Guinness and shepherd pie.
The shepherd's pie. I've been on shepherd's pie ever since. Now the best shepherd's pie I've ever had, my wife makes. Brittany over here. She can't see her. She's helping us out. She makes a fantastic.
Well, you got to come try
Yeah. You have one here?
Oh, absolutely.
We will. So my kids, whenever we go out and shepherd's pie is on the menu, they're like, "Don't order the shepherd's pie. You can only eat mom's." But yeah, that's definitely a fan favorite at the house. Very good. Cool. So Stan, Mission 1000 is really spotlighting people like you doing great things for the community. Obviously, you're providing a family atmosphere for all the residents of McKinney and whoever else wants to travel to historic downtown McKinney to experience everything that's to offer down here. What's your mission moving forward with the Celt? Is there any other projects? Obviously, you've got a big project here that you've undertaken, which was a nice surprise. But any other?
Well, we came out of COVID stronger than ever, and we're doing well. The business is growing quite strong. We do have some remodeling, some expansion plans going on here at this location. There's not a second location in mind right now. We do keep our eye open for that. I would love to have a place somewhere else in North Texas, maybe Fort Worth, because that's my home. And have a great love and pride in being from Fort Worth. But Jordan, Brittany, we are so busy here that there's not a lot of time to focus on something else like that.
I know that's the truth.
And that's a very good thing. But you know, you never say never. If an opportunity presents itself, then you have to be seriously look at it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
you're already doing wonderful things.
Yeah, we love downtown McKinney. We're never going to leave McKinney. This is a part of downtown and part of our community, and we don't plan on ever leaving.
And you're doing that exchange program too. You're talking about, right?
Yeah. Well, fortunately, with our open back up now, we're in communications with other Irish staff and bartenders, and I know Nick would love to pull another stint there at the Celt in Dublin.
Yeah.
So we're working on that. There's still some challenges with visas and the like, but things are looking more promising.
On other news, Teeling Irish Whiskey, another brand of Irish Whiskey, they selected us as for the Teeling Bar system. So they picked 6 pubs in the country to pretty much remodel part of the pub and they redid our whole downstairs bar. It's called the Chili Parlor now. And once a month, we will be having guest celebrity bartenders coming down there to make cocktails.
Oh, cool.
It's local bartenders, so we have
Yeah.
a couple from different bars around downtown. We're lined up, just gonna look to do it, and then we're gonna expand from there. Maybe get some from Dallas or Fort Worth, and go from there. But if you haven't checked out the Chili Parlor downstairs on the weekends, it's pretty cool down there.
We always come upstairs.
We do. We
Yeah.
come upstairs. We love upstairs. In fact, we've never eaten downstairs, but let's raise somebody else up while we're here. And again, in historic downtown McKinney. Besides being a homer here, we all love the Celt. Where's your favorite place to eat on the square yourself?
Other than the Kel.
Other than
Okay,
other than here.
I'm going to put in a big plug for the yard.
Oh, we love the yard.
Those are our friends.
Another family atmosphere.
It
Yes.
is, and we grow with the yard all the time. I think those guys are over here every day. I love the yard. If you haven't been to the yard in downtown McKinney, go to the
It's
yard.
amazing.
Vanessa and Brad,
We love those
I mean,
guys.
we love those
I
guys.
tell Vanessa when we're
Yeah.
slammed over
Yeah.
here, and Vanessa's having a drink. I'm like, Vanessa, I need you to come by the bar. It's good work, but show them out.
Yeah.
One thing with the yard that I'll point out is
I hope that wasn't too shameless, but we really do think a lot of those guys. Big fans of them.
we think a lot of the yard too. That's one of of course, our kids love to go there for obvious reasons. They've got cornhole and foosball and all those games for the kids.
But there's so many great places here. I mean, Rick's is amazing. Harvest is amazing.
Cataracts is great.
Calyx is great. The place right across the street from us, the Urban Grill, they opened I think about a year ago, right during COVID. Nicest folks in the world, amazing food, and I want Foxy's. We love Foxy's, especially if you want to catch a game down there. Amazing, great
Yeah,
folks.
we've
Oh,
been to
yeah.
Fox's.
Yeah, and
They have good food too.
I mean, we're all friends down here.
That's what I love about it.
And if one of us does well, we all.
That's right. That's right. Because
Can't fail in downtown McKinney.
That's right.
My hairstylist is even in downtown McKinney, just up the street.
Yeah. Well, most of my staff and myself, we all live within walking distance. I'm like 3 blocks away, so it's just a wonderful atmosphere. It's just, always a good time.
so gas isn't killing it.
Oh,
You're not even worried about inflation.
No, don't worry
A lot
about
of us
inflation.
walk here. It's funny because there's an apartment right over here that Chunkles live at, and I call it the Jones in McKinney because having a little bit of work. They really all work downtown. Like the managers from the we'll all see us walking to and from work at the same time. Oh my God, what's going on? So
You're probably just happy to be 100% full back in business.
Yeah, well, I tell you, since Governor Abbott removed all the restrictions March the 10th of last year, we saw an immediate increase in our business, and
it's just been going up.
we're sales are up, and we're growing, at record pace, and
March is going to be our busiest month of all
busiest
time.
month ever. Best St. Patty's Day ever.
Because you take care of your people. Didn't
Co-
help
co-
stand out.
COVID was tough. I mean, it was tough. A lot of our friends and peers didn't survive, and we were fortunate and blessed to just
We got a great staff. Right before Abbott removed all the restrictions, we started kind of staffing up a bit. And we're really fortunate the team, most of our staff, do everything. And
You were fortunate to already have some roots planted and established and a fan favorite already. I mean, this place gets more crowded than all the other places you just listed for good reasons, Stan. So
well, thank you, George.
I want to thank you for this interview. I want everyone to come out to the Celt in historic downtown McKinney. You may see me on Wednesday nights now, taking advantage of some at-cost whiskeys. That sounds fun. Look forward to it, boys. Sláinte.
Cheers.
Sláinte.
All right. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.